All right, guys, what are we doing? We're going to take a first look at a knife from a company I had not heard of until this came in. We're going to look at the TRIVISA Orion. So hang on just a second and we'll get right into it. So, like I said, what do we got here? This is the TRIVISA Orion. Now, Jared sent this to me as a gift. I had never seen these before. I think I might have seen them on his channel just in passing. But when I got it, I was, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit on the fence because it has some aesthetic issues. It is unique in appearance, and that's kind of why it's been a while since I got it, that it just is now making it into my pocket. I will say that aside, I will overlook that. I am not a form over function kind of guy, but a lot of times a knife aesthetically will get me first and then get me to start carrying it. So I was like, I got to give this a fair shot. So I dug it out. And I have carried it. Live feed was last night. I said I was carrying it then. I'm at a point where I'm shooting same day again. I don't like it, but I have to. I'm going to try and get ahead again. But yeah, this thing is incredibly comfortable. The pocket clip is a little bit strong and it is a little bit proud, but it's not horrible in hand. So let's take a look at what we got, just what we can glean from it. So this is the Orion. It is in D2 steel. It's made by a company called TRIVISA. It came to me, you guys saw the unboxing. It came to me brand new from Jared. It was still in its little pouch. And it has a lot of unique info that comes with it. It talks about sharpening it with a rod. I love when companies do this because it kind of takes the onus off of them and puts it on you to make sure you're doing this properly. They have your maintenance instructions telling you what and what not to do, how to sharpen with a stone, and a little bit of information. Not you're gonna enough to just to get you in trouble, but it's better than nothing. And then how to do it with a rod. Talks about their warranty, their limited lifetime warranty. Do not use your new knife, and a bunch of other stuff. It comes with a QC inspection certificate. And it came packaged really nice, but that's not at all the important stuff. I kind of geek. I love when I get stuff that's good packaging, like this with the magnetic clasp and closure. They did a good job with it. Now, I don't know price point or anything on this, but this is a really good knife overall so far. I mean, I haven't done a ton with it. I just cleaned it up. You can see, I just cleaned it up because I had cut up some stuff. It is in need of a sharpening. Before I give it a full-on review, it is in need of a sharpening. That's a really coarse edge. I did touch it up, but you can see I've got to clean up that edge there. I touched it up on a honing stone just to get through some tasks, but it performed pretty well. So I'm curious to see. I don't know price point or anything about it. I will tell you there's a couple things I don't like about the knife. But let's get into the things I do like. The action on this is really good. It is just shy of drop shut, but it is really nice and smooth. The handles on it this is what kind of pushed me in the direction of not wanting to do it. The handles on it are really large, out of proportion for the blade. It doesn't have a great blade to handle ratio, but the handles are comfortable because they're nice and broad, and so they fill your hand. You get a really good grip and purchase on this. And I like the fact that they didn't try to put a bunch of jimping on it. They put some here, which in all honesty, you can feel it. It's not great, but you can feel it there. I could have done without it if it wasn't going to go all the way through, but it's not horrible. If you're wearing gloves and you're off on the side of this, it's going to catch and you're going to be okay if you're wearing gloves. That is more aesthetic jimping. But I like the fact they just didn't put any jimping on it. It has got some holes on it that actually do a little bit of lightening on this blade because this is a thick piece of D2. The blade is ground fairly well. I have not looked at centering. I'm not sure about centering. It's not 100%, but I also know that I have not done anything with this. I don't know. The pivot might be a little loose. Maybe tightening the pivot will walk that back over, but I'm not sure. Pocket clip is not great. It's got a little bit of hot spottiness to it, but it does sit in my hand in a position where it's not too bad. So without the pocket clip, it would probably be better. I'm going to give it a shot without the pocket clip. Cutting, it cuts really well because even though it's pretty thick, they did a good job transitioning it down. It's not super thin behind the edge, but it's definitely thin enough that you get some good cutting, but it's still pretty robust. And it seems to be ground pretty consistent and even. I'm not seeing a lot of real big inconsistencies with the edge. It's just not a great edge. I need to throw an edge on it. And some of it looks bad because, yes, I did use it and I did cut down some heavy cardboard with this. It did not scratch. But like I said, D2 is a pretty good steel for that. Now, let's go ahead and pull up a couple things for size comparison. So your first one's going to be the Ontario Rat 1. So the Rat 1 is not a small knife. It's coming in just shy of 9 inches, about 8 3/4 on the mat. So they're similar in size there. So your next comparison is going to be the Benchmade 940, which is a little bit smaller, but that's a knife that most people should know. This is a relatively large knife. So there's your second one. Your last size comparison is going to be the Chris Reeve Sebenza, and with a little bit of parallax and the weirdness of the handle, I would say these are almost 1 for 1 in size. They're really, really close in size. So, you're looking at, a knife that is just about in the same size range as a Sebenza, little bit worse blade to handle ratio. So let's get this out of the way and get into some of the things I don't like about the knife. I already mentioned the pocket clip. I'm not a fan of the pocket clip. I may try to find a different pocket clip for this. I think that this might be one that I would put in a slip to give it its best chance, because that's one of the few things I don't like about the knife. I'm not a fan of this being here if it's not going to be completely through and functional. It's not great jimping. The handles are a little oddly shaped. I like when a handle fattens up at the back, but like I said, I'm not having much issue with it. I'm not a real big fan of the overall aesthetic of the knife, which, like I said, the fact is it performs pretty well, which means that I can get past that. That's a non-issue. It's just that if that's something that really does pertain to your purchasing proposition, the purchase proposition for you might be how a knife looks. That is definitely something that would have an impact. Really not too much negative so far. We'll see how it goes over time. But like I said, overall, there's only a couple things I really don't like. This is a bit sharp in a couple places. Up here, right up here where this swedge kind of comes down, right at the very tip, that's a little bit sharp. Now, if that's something that would impact you, that's something to think about. You might want to hit that with a ceramic rod or something. In my case, I don't care, because that just means I've got a spot to strike a ferro rod with this knife. So yeah, there's not a lot of negative. It does have some pretty good milling on these G10 scales. So like I said, we're going to give this knife a few more days in pocket and see. But as far as performance, I'm really, this is kind of one of those middle of the road knives for me. It's got some negative things. It's got some positive things. As far as performance, it does really, really well. It cuts comfortably. So we'll have to see how it pans out over the next, week or so. But overall, I'm kind of happy with my first day in pockets with it. Now, I don't know yet the price or anything, or if they have other models. Like I said, TRIVISA is a company I had never heard of. So we may see some other models of this. But yeah, this is not a bad knife so far, first day in pockets, but a lot of times those opinions change through use. Like I might find something about it that I don't like over use, and how does it hold up when I put it through its paces? Because I'm not going to be out and about tearing into things, but I'm still a pretty active guy. There's a lot of stuff that I do, and my knives get used a lot. So we'll see how it holds up. We'll see how it holds an edge, and things like that. You can see the factory edge on it was not great. I put it on a honing stone just to get the max I could out of it. You can see there's some facets on there. And I wound up with a little bit of a micro bevel where I went through with that honing stone just to give it the best possible opportunity. Once I did that, though, it held that edge fairly well through the cardboard I was cutting, and it cut well. It did. I am impressed with as thick as that blade stock is, and as you know, that's not a super broad blade. I am impressed with how well it cut, and it's balanced fairly well. So yeah, like I said, we'll give it some more time in pocket, and we'll get back to it. So let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and I'll send you out about your day. So there you go, guys, the TRIVISA Orion. It's not a bad knife at all. It's definitely got some pluses to it, and it feels as though it's going to be one of those budget knives. Jared is really pretty good about sending me a lot of really good budget knives, which I can appreciate. I know that some people are like, oh, all you do is like these budget knives. That's not true. It's just that is 100% what I'm interested in right now, because there's been such a shift in the quality of some of these budget knives and what you can get for your price. And I don't just mean offshore. There's some other companies out there that have been starting to step up their game, USA made, at a more affordable price point. So yeah, guys, that's it on this one. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. But please try to tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, kind of like Jared did, I am willing to take on knives and bring things on, put them on the channel if it's something you think would make a good video. And I'll take a look at it, and if I feel it will as well, and it's not something that I'm just going to completely crap all over, then yeah, by all means, I will do a video. So all that information, my email and stuff, is down below in the description if you have knives that you would like to send, so that you can get them seen on the channel. I'm absolutely willing to look at that, entertain that. Other ways you can do it, though, if you want to support the channel, like, share, subscribe. That's one of the best ways. There are some ways you can do it financially, however. Down in the description below, there are a ton of affiliate links. This is the best way for you guys, and it still supports the channel because it doesn't cost you anything. Just use my affiliate links if you're going shopping on Amazon or Blade HQ, or if you're looking for kitchen cutlery, go to my newest affiliate, Doll Strong Knives. Really good quality stuff, and my affiliate link will save you 10% off your total order. The other ways you can do it, I have a membership down below. It's tier-based, bunch of different benefits. Everyone has access to the Gilded server where we do a lot of chatting and goofy stuff. It's just like Discord, only it's on a different platform. Baseline and premium tier members are automatically entered into a giveaway that I do monthly on the Gilded server, and the premium tier guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series I've built for them here on YouTube. And the final way is I have a merchandise store. Now, this shirt is not available yet, but I do have a merchandise store on Ember Shirt Co. where there's a bunch of other creators as well. You can pick up their merch or my merch for another discount of 10% by using my coupon code CrazySharp. Capital C, capital S, CrazySharp saves you 10% at checkout. Guys, that's it. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I will see you in the next video.